Hello everybody, welcome in. Hope you guys are doing really well. Happy Tuesday.
I believe.
Whoa.
Every day's a good day when you paint. I believe. It'll bring a lot of good thoughts to your heart.
Welcome in, Zombie Sashimi. How you doing? Just in time, just starting to paint some stuff here. Welcome in, guys. Thank you so much for the raid. Grumpy Crane, how you doing? Guys, we are just getting into painting some little things here. I'm sure they're all in the camera. I can zoom in a little on this too. Maybe that's not my zoom. That's my zoom. Hello, Army of the Dead. Oh yeah. Is that what you call your? That's cool. He's a big fan of necromancers, just about anything necromancer in fantasy settings. Really cool. Welcome in, guys. Cultured American, how you doing? No Mana Man, welcome. We are doing highlights on all these magnetized weapons for this this gun here. Oh, that's too much paint there. That's alright. We can move a little quicker here. So, starting the process. Whoa, what's up? How was stream? Yeah, that's fair. That's no problem at all, Zombie. Yeah, get some sleep if you need it. Darkest Sun, welcome in. How is everybody? I absolutely will, Zombie. You have a wonderful, wonderful evening as well. This is kind of weird. We can ignore it. We can just ignore it.
Every day's a good day when you paint.
Hey Zen, what's up, man? Thank you so much. 52 months. My oldest subscriber. Basically means I have been streaming. I think I started streaming for like 53 months ago, if that's the case. Between starting and getting my affiliate, I got it pretty quick. Welcome in, welcome in. Misfit, how you doing? Yeah, guys, we're just trying to finish this Dreadnought today. That's what I'm gonna do. We got washes on, so we don't really have many excuses. Just gonna highlight these weapons. Do weathering, and then oh, we got to paint the base. The base might take a little bit of time. Zen, what's going on, man? Star Laser, welcome in. And guys, got some things to talk about today. I don't know if you guys want to talk about cool new sets coming out. Crazy previews. Miao Ying is going to be released soon. That's cool, right? Any old world fans wanting a giant dragon lady? Already know what the answer to that question is. So, yep. I have things waiting for Zen right now, and they are all printed. Yeah, I finished it all up yesterday. I have to like final cure them, because I didn't do that yet. But we're good. Super serious? No. I'm never serious. Don't please don't take me as a serious person. I love the combat boxes. I don't know what they're calling them. The army sets that they're releasing for Heresy. They look just about perfect. Just about. The Marine one, I think, is the... If any of them is a loser out of the bunch, it's the Marine set. Yeah, the Heresy, the combat-ish patrols. Yeah, the one I'm tempted to get is the Solar Ox one. That one I feel like is the most complete set. I know most Mechanicum players aren't going to be using more than 1 or 2 Thanatars. So, like buying multiples isn't quite as attractive for that. It's hard to get a lot of those in an army. The Marine one, coming with a Leviathan's kind of hard to put into a set, and then the heavy weapons set, like you have one of those heavy weapon sets, you can outfit two full squads, so it's kind of it's not great for like buying multiples. That's the whole reason I say it's a loser out of the bunch, is because it seems like it's not as good to buy multiples. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Like each of those sets are fantastic sets. Pick me, I don't mind. I don't play, just paint. But yeah, that's awesome. No, it's a cool set. Everything in that set looks incredible. I love the Mark 6 Marines. The Rhino kit is a little wonky to build because it doesn't like to. The hull doesn't like to hold together. So if you're prepared for that, you'll be fine. Get some rubber bands. Just strap some rubber bands around the Rhino as you're assembling it. It'll be fine. Leviathan's an amazing kit. What's up, Mydro? What's up? The Mechanicum kit, yeah, it's great because it has all the basics, although there's not a whole lot else out for Mechanicum now besides the basics. But it's a great set, especially if you're just starting Mechanicum and you can't find that like battle group set that they came out with. So, that's a solid buy. It's a solid like expansion, right? Yeah, it's not too bad, but I'm just thinking like buying multiples. Multiple Leviathans is a little unrealistic. Everything else, well, the Leviathans and the heavy weapons set are kind of weird as multiple buys. I could see it as like, you really want to go with like a heavy weapons. The 5th day now. Jeez, that's crazy. That's crazy. The one with the best multiple buy value is by far the Solar Auxilia one. All of the things in that set you want and need multiple of. And, yeah, even like the little Hermes Light Sentinels, they're great. I think the only reason people don't field a lot of them is because they're like $50 for 2 of them when they're 16 points a piece. Yeah, the Solar Ox one to me is a multiple buy. Like that one is one that Solar Auxilia players, like you buy 2 or 3 of those to start your army and you're in your set. If you didn't already get the Auxilia like battle group set, which will probably be a better value. The Mechanicum one and the Marine one, I don't think they're like a buy multiple, but definitely like buy one. Buy one, get the value. The Leviathan is an awesome kit. It's the ranged weapon one. I don't have the ranged weapon one, so that makes it somewhat tempting for me. I already have, oh my gosh, I have 70 Mark 7 Marines that are painted up. Or Mark 6 Marines. I don't need more Mark 6 Marines. But yeah, I don't need the heavy weapons kit either. So again, like that makes it difficult. I already have those heavy weapons, so it's I can see like targeted really hard toward Death Guard. Like you want the bunch of heavy weapons. You want the Leviathans, very thematic. Yeah. Surviving. Yeah, Quishy, what's going on? Painting a lot of BattleTech stuff. That's cool. That's cool. Alexis Pollux. Yeah. Isn't he the founder of the Crimson Fists? Isn't that like his thing, or was that a different guy? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the battle groups. I was talking about this kind of in a local Discord a bit. My thoughts on it. I love it. absolutely love having discount boxes for Heresy like this. That's outside of, buy a ton of Saturnine Terminators. It's amazing. And the fact that other factions get them, incredible. And I think it really shows how GW has changed kind of their opinion on Heresy between 2nd edition and 3rd edition in a good way. I'm not saying everything they've done has been good, but that's really nice. One thing that potentially concerns me with discount boxes, which it's not like there's a huge precedent for this, so I'm just like, what do you call this? Like slippery slope theory crafting here, but I hope this doesn't like bring an omen of Heresy is a mainstream game and no longer Specialist Studio, and all the baggage that comes with a mainstream game. And I think that most Heresy players that you meet, they're really picky, right? So you want your game to be mainstream because you want all the cool plastic releases, and you want the attention and the books, and you want all the great things. However, people in Heresy don't want the 3-year rule cycle. They don't want the continual diminishing value from boxes like combat patrols. I don't think Heresy players want a focused combat patrol rule set in the way that Spearhead and Combat Patrol work, where it's like, hey, look, you have this box, here's the loadout, play the game. Small scale Heresy would be great. 500 point rules, skirmish rules, something like that would be awesome. But
Stay on target.
My bad. Here we go. Thank you. What's up, Raptor? But I'm hoping that, having dedicated quote-unquote combat patrol style boxes doesn't mean Heresy is a mainstream game, which it doesn't have to be either. Like, the Old World has these same things with their battalion boxes, and that game is very far from mainstream. I think Old World probably has a better chance of becoming more of a main game than Heresy at this rate, with how well it's been selling and the opinions on it. So yeah, Heresy Kill Team, that would be cool. Yeah, the Liber Panoptica, I think, had rules. They had rules for small scale. I don't think they had rules for skirmish for like Kill Team style games, but they had rules for small, like 500 point games. That worked okay. Say that as someone who just paints. Yeah. I am excited. One of the other positives of Heresy becoming more mainstream in GW's eyes is the possibility of Christmas boxes. Those Christmas Battle Force boxes that have the craziest discount that sell out in like 10 minutes. Those things, having the potential of being able to buy more things at a discount is always nice. This is I want to say a heavy disintegrator cannon, Zendril. This is the gun for the Saturnine Dreadnought. Yeah. Sir Stroming Fish, welcome. First day of work after vacation. Found about 1,500 mail. Ugh, that's horrible, ew. I am so sorry. Alright. Only half a gun, we can't see the rest. You know what, EO? I'm struggling here, alright? What's up, Blue? How you doing? How's your week been, man? How about, order Tim Hortons? No, it's... Oh, what? They didn't send you a sandwich? I am like so tired of like getting food at fast food restaurants. It's not like you eat at fast food restaurants often, but I the amount of times that there's an order wrong is absurd. And yeah, the way restaurants handle getting an order wrong is also absurd. Um, and I'm honestly like, yeah, I'm just so tired of dealing. And I don't know, this is like an old man thing, like you just notice more when you're older, but I'm not blaming any particular employee, or like, I'm not sitting here like, oh, these kids can't get an order right or whatever. Like, I don't care about them. It's just overall, if company can't be bothered to train employees right, I'm not going to bother giving them any business anymore, because it seems like almost everywhere I go, it's just order wrong all the time. And it's extra worse because it's like, if we happen to go somewhere where my wife can actually eat, like she has a bunch of food allergies, so we have to make extra if we happen to go somewhere where my wife can actually eat, like she has a bunch of food allergies, so we have to make take extra care to make sure that things are correct. So I'm extra paranoid, and like half the time her order's wrong, and it's like very specific, like no cheese, and then just like everything's covered in cheese. I'm like, well, you said you wanted extra cheese. Like, no, I didn't. So guys complain more. We don't have time for a wrong order. Yeah, seriously. It happens so often. So my wife and I went to a restaurant. We went on a little date. We went to this restaurant. It's a restaurant that we both go to somewhat frequently, as far as like going out. We don't go out to eat a lot, but we went to this restaurant. It's a nice like pizza focused restaurant, but also like they have like the stone oven and everything, but they're they have a lot of other good food. So we go there, and they do this thing. They have this particular they don't do like French fries. They take Yukon Gold potatoes. Oh, did it really? Am I dropping? Okay, my back. Alright, well, it's gonna be one of those days. It's a whole thing. So they have this like it's like a side. You can get them as an appetizer too, but they like roast Yukon Gold potatoes, like the little potatoes, and then they like kind of smash them, and then they fry them. And what happens is like everything, like all the little like edges and everything on the potato when they're smashed, like they get all crispy and everything. They're really good. The whole thing. So it's something like unique. I'd never seen another restaurant like do that. But we went there a couple weeks ago, and I get my potatoes. That's like my side for my dish or whatever. And I go to eat one of the potatoes, and it's like not fried at all. And I was like, what is this? Like, what's going on with this potato? And I'm going through my potatoes. They literally gave me a whole Yukon Gold potato. like that they stuck in the deep fryer, but like you don't just deep fry a whole potato, you know, and like it wasn't even cooked through. Like I was like trying to stab it with my fork, and it was like, um, it was, and but that was like my whole. It was like a whole potato, and then like three halves of a potato that like didn't fry. It was really strange. So you know, being the millennial I am, I struggle. Hey, Flotsam, what's up? I struggled to think about what I was gonna say to the waitress, but we had been there a lot, and so like I call her over and I was like, hey, I was like, I just want to let you know, like these potatoes suck. I was like, look at this potato, and I showed her. I just like picked up the whole potato on my fork. I was like, this is like the fried potato that I got. And it took up like half my bowl, and all this stuff, um and they were cool about it, but it was, yeah, and they ended up giving me they substituted the side or whatever, and I got like a nice salad out of it. But um the manager came out. She's like, yeah, she's like, we have someone new working, and they didn't roast the potatoes long enough, so they didn't like smash properly or something. And I was like, okay, like is this gonna be taken off your menu for the night? Like, are you just gonna serve this to people until they like hope they don't complain about it? Like, what's gonna happen? Yeah, yep, that's what I said. My wife's like, you didn't have to tell them the potatoes sucked. I was like, I'm not blaming her. Like, I hope she understands I'm not saying that you cooked these potatoes poorly, waitress. Like, go cook another batch. But they did. They were improperly done.
Look at me!
Hey, where am I looking? What am I looking at? Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna take your word for it, Crucial. That's I'm just like, I never said the waitress sucked. I never said she was doing her job improperly. I was just informing her that the potatoes were not correct in a succinct manner. Squishy, alright, let's see. What do we got in finished projects? Oh, he's painting Battletech. That's what the game is. Wow, my brain died there for a second. Got some like snow camo. That's cool, man. I like the nice like kind of glow lighting effect on all the windows and stuff, and the lights and everything. Nicely done. That's really cool. I don't know what any of those mechs are called, but they look great. Anyway, what you guys doing? I had ladybugs in my salad at Texas Roadhouse. They swapped me out for a chili. And your comp mine time. I in the past like 10 years, I don't think I've ever had a restaurant comp my meal. I may have had it happen and I forgot about it like years and years ago. But I went to, it was last summer or maybe this spring. My wife and I went to a restaurant that we really like, and I'm gonna tell you this, and Zen, you're gonna know the exact place. Texas Ladybug Salad. Yeah, it's a classic, man. San Diego's presence of salinine essentially gets distorted when cooked, causes pretty nasty. Oh, okay. Potatoes make you hallucinate? I didn't know that. That's crazy. Huh. That's what they're counting on at that restaurant. So I went to a restaurant, me and my wife did, and it is a Filipino restaurant that we absolutely love. It's incredible food, everything there is always amazing, and they're always super busy. Well, we went there, and we ordered our food, and we ordered some lumpia. If you guys know what lumpia are, they're kind of like Filipino egg rolls. Well, good for your wife complaining about her food, and you know, if things aren't right and you're going to a restaurant, like, you should, the bare minimum should be they get your order right. Right, whether they make the food well or not. I think potatoes are a nightshade, aren't they? Or tomatoes are. But yeah, so we go there, and they're amazing. Filipino food is like on a whole other level from like other cultures' foods. If you guys have never tried Filipino food, man, you were missing out. But anyway, we go to this restaurant, and we order our food. We got lumpia as like a side, and my wife bites into it, and it's frozen in the middle. And we're like, now hold on a second. This is like a small, like, family-owned Filipino restaurant. We're like, okay, I'm sure they're not ordering frozen lumpia from like a supplier. We're just gonna say that they make them ahead of time and then freeze them, so they, you know, they're being efficient with their work and everything. That's what we're gonna say. But we tell our waitress, hey, these are frozen in the middle. Our lumpia are frozen. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Let me go get you some more. Okay, it's fine. Won't happen again. Okay, blah, 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 blah. So a few minutes later, she comes out. We get our next batch of lumpia. They are frozen in the middle again. And so we tell her again. She's like, oh, okay. She's like, well, do you just want something else? And we're like, yeah, we do. Like, please get us something else. So we get something else. She's like, hey, would you also like this to go with it? And we're like, yeah, okay, we'll get something extra. That's nice of you guys and everything. Well, we finish our meal and we get the bill. The bill. They charged us for the extra thing that we got. Like, not only did we eat frozen food twice before they like acknowledged that there's an issue and like brought us something different, the lady was like offering us an extra thing and then charged us for it. And I was like, I don't know, that's crummy. That seems like kind of deceptive to me, because I guess weird of me to have the assumption that to not understand that she was just trying to upsell me on things after getting my order wrong. But yeah, I wasn't too happy about that. That said, that restaurant is still has some of the best food I've ever eaten. So it's hard to stay mad at things. Like, I can get very strong opinions about businesses and like their selling practices and stuff, and I will never shop at a business if I don't approve of certain selling practices. But upsold after eating frozen food, yeah. Man, that restaurant's so good. Anyway, it's the restaurant complaining day. We have another there's a local chain, Quishy Legion. This is going to be a 1,000 Sun Saturnine Dreadnought, and I'll show you the actual body of the Dreadnought that is mostly finished here in just a minute. I magnetized the weapons. For ease of swapping weapons, so I don't have to buy a second Dreadnought. I can just buy, extra weapons. There's a local restaurant chain, and it is very local. I don't think it's anywhere but like in the like central Ohio area. And I used to eat there quite a bit. It was, my younger pre-kid days when I had money to like go out to eat a bunch. But it's like a fast casual place, and it's good. It's kind of unique in what it is and everything, and you know, it's cool when they kind of marketed themselves as like a fancier, you know, like fast casual and everything. Here is the progress on the Saturnine Dreadnought as of right now. So it needs weathering and varnishes and then more weathering. And it needs to be put on a base, obviously. This is not its final base. But it's a Dreadnought. I'm not talking about Poopy McGee's, no. No, that's a whole other story, apparently. But I went to this restaurant one time, and they didn't have any prices on the walls. They didn't have any prices. They had their menu, and like, hey, yeah, you can order this and this and this. They didn't have any prices. And so I like go through the, you know, the line and everything, and I order, and they gave me my price at the end. And I asked the lady at the cash register, and I asked like, hey, where's the prices for the food? And she's like, oh, you can look at our menu online to get the prices. And I was like, no thanks, I'm never coming back here. A place that doesn't list their prices, like for people to look at when they're in there, to me is like one of the most like ultimate scummy like business practices, especially for a restaurant. Like someone comes in hungry, you know, and like, yeah, it's like a weird like way to take advantage of people and to raise your prices without telling anybody. And you know, it's yeah, so they're not, you know, so I don't give them my business. I've not been there in years since they started doing that. And I saw that Kohl's, if you guys are familiar with Kohl's, the like clothing store, clothing and like I don't know, furniture or something, kitchen stuff. They announced that they're just doing digital pricing. So all of their pricing, they're not going to have price tags on things anymore. They're going to have QR codes, and you scan the QR code and you get the price for the product. You want to know who's never going to shop at Kohl's ever again? Me. Because that, to me, is just an excuse to change your prices on the fly. Was it Wendy's? Wendy's was talking about doing, what was that? They got a bunch of backlash for it, and they stopped talking about it. But they were going to do, like, rush pricing or whatever. So, like, when they're busier at certain hours of the days, they're going to... they're going to like change the pricing and everything on certain menu items, and people freaked out. And that's exactly what like Kohl's is doing. Yeah, Kohl's does have like the digital price tags anyway, but at least they do tell you the prices. Yeah, it's super expensive. The whole appeal with Kohl's is like once you spend some money there, they give you like a bunch of cash back on things, and then you keep going there because you're like, look, I got free money to go here, and then you go and you keep spending more money. Yeah, Surströmming fish. Yeah, it's real sketchy. They can charge one person one thing and someone else another price. Yeah. You guys remember the internet was cool? This is like the worst. Yeah, John, yeah. Dude, it's so bad. Yeah, I'll never shop at Kohl's again. My mom is she's a big like Kohl's shopper. She's like, I got Kohl's bucks, like use the Kohl's bucks. So I would go there and like, you know, buy whatever they're charging $100 for $20 because I just have all this cash back on things. But yeah, I won't bother anymore. My mom worked at Kohl's and they accused her of stealing. And you know, it's a lot of times just people are stealing, right? Because people steal things. But they told my mom worked there, and my mom knew that store like the back of her hand. She used to shop there a ton at this particular one. And my dad had retired, and mom was like, I just want something to do. So she got a job at Kohl's, and she's like, man, I can get good discounts, and I can use my Kohl's bucks, and I can just get all these deals. And so she would go there, and one of their policies was if you're an employee, they had like a closet, and you could, when things came in, like off the truck, if you put things in that closet, it was like reserved for you to buy as an employee. So she would do that every shift, and she would man, she would get so many like crazy things for dirt cheap because she knew all the deals, she knew all the sales, she knew how to use everything, and and because she was doing it as a customer for years. Well, eventually, apparently, they pulled her in an office and they like basically just accused her of stealing, and she is like, I am not stealing. Like, here's, you can look up my purchase history and everything. Like, I have never stolen a thing from here. And they didn't believe her, so she just quit. She's like, I'm not dealing with this. She's like, I'm too old to be dealing with, some 25-year-old telling me I'm stealing from their crappy, store, clothing store, or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, Walmart's, I mean, I think we all understand that Walmart is horrible. Like, that's just a thing. They refuse to fix it at their register. That's crazy. And what I don't understand either is, like, oh, yeah, they didn't want her gaming the system. Yeah, yeah. They're like, we're losing money on this woman working for us. Not even Kohl's can make a profit on her working here at minimum wage. What was I saying? Yeah, the whole like clearance pricing or the sale pricing that stores do, where they jack up their prices and then put a big discount on it, so it's the same price, but they tell you it's like 50% off or whatever. It's absurd. Okay, next one. So Zan, are you gonna get Miao Ying, Dragon Lady? I'm saving so much. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah. I'm saving so much by spending only $200 today. When if I bought the same things, I would have spent $400 without the coupons. Yeah. Us here in this stream right now can't even joke about that in a serious light, because weren't we just talking about the discount boxes for for Heresy? Like, I know how you guys act when the Christmas boxes get announced. I know what it is. She's going right in the jar. Okay, great, yeah. Mm-hmm. I expect nothing less then. And buying multiples of those boxes, yeah. So many ups and chains in this bad boy, yeah. Yeah. This is the one hobby, if there is a hobby that can't make fun of the, I save so much money by spending all this money at Target, like it's us. My whole motivation for painting faster is so I can buy more things. I'm getting a free Dreadnought, yeah. In all honesty, though, I'm really curious what the prices of those sets are going to be. I would like to optimistically think that they're the same price as a Combat Patrol, which is what, like $170 US retail? And if they are a crazy good deal. At 170, yeah, like MSRP. I think I figured out the value. The Space Marine one is the most expensive one. It has $267.50 worth of product in the box. The mechanical one is $265. The Solar Ox is $244. I would be curious if the Solar Ox box is like $160 and the others would be $170. I would not be surprised by that. If it were just a little cheaper, it'd be really nice. That's just me like hoping for things though, so I don't know. But about his expensive hobby, I shut my mouth, not along. Of course, might be cheaper at the end of the day, yeah. Do a lot of BattleTech, yeah. Yeah, I've gotten 4 games of Heresy in now for the new editions, so I'm trying to get my games in. I'm enjoying it. Had some moments. I made my opponent pretty mad with some luck moments on Sunday, but it was a good time overall. I fought in a couple duels against one of his characters. his character, he would hit me first. He'd have 5 attacks. All right, 5 dice. He needed 5s and 6s to hit. Okay, he would hit once. He needed a 2 to wound, and it would ignore my armor and outright kill my guy. And he would roll a 1. He's like, "Man, that sucks. Okay, hope I live. Let me let's do this again." You know, I'd fail to kill him. We'd do the challenge again. He would roll his 5 dice. He would hit me once, and then he rolled a 1 again, and he just threw his dice across the store. he's like I'm done with it. It was pretty funny. He was pretty upset. Okay, let's get some pure white. He sent me a photo from that brewery event last weekend. The Apocalypse brought an entire roster of the 3D printed Oh, he had your minis and he had the proxies? Nice. Were people freaking out about it or what? First time on Saturday. My friends didn't like it. Oh, that's too bad. Well, hopefully you find some people that do like it, Quishy, because yeah, I'm sure you can somewhere out there. Oh, you missed your shot, Zen. You're all worried about people not accepting your proxies. Humans could really care less. I just want to play a fun game. Oh, you're talking about like gamers. Oh, okay. They just want to play a game. Yeah, it's not like about the specific game, right? Is that what you're saying, Blue? my interests have always like ebbed and flowed between different games. And one of the, I guess, nice things about 40K is that... Oh, okay, you're talking about proxies. My bad. I misunderstood what you were saying. Yeah, proxies are fine. I think it's like the competitive 40K even, like... Something that really bothers me about 40K players and proxies is I have seen a lot of 40K people selling miniatures, selling armies recently. And they'll sell 3D printed proxies, but they are selling them for the price of like their retail mini. Like the actual mini that they're proxying for. And they'll tell people they're 3D prints and everything, but I'm like, that's not how that works. You know? Like... include the printed minis. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I think it's fine. I think with a lot of those, those games, I think, yeah, it's like if you have the right base and the cards, like you're good, right? Because if I'm not mistaken, MCP, it's not true line of sight. It's all based on like the actual base of the mini, so you don't need to. Doesn't matter what you have on the base. Cut out again. Oh my gosh, what is going on? Okay, are there people on YouTube that can hear me? Because it says I'm still streaming on YouTube, but it says I have no viewers on Twitch. Am I good in YouTube? Yeah. It says I'm good on YouTube. No wishes on YouTube. Yeah, it's a Twitch thing. It's got to be a Twitch thing. Told you guys, Twitch hates me. Yeah, so long to the 30 people watching on Twitch. Too bad for you guys, I guess. Guess if you saw your bolt action stuff too, yeah. Bolt action always looked cool to me. We have like a little group locally, but when I was younger and like wanting to really get into bolt action, there was no one around me playing, so less than pleased with Twitch's connectivity. Yeah, Twitch has. I really do think it might just be Twitch having some weird issues. Put some in the whips. All right, sweet. They made vehicles easier to put in lists. That's cool. I mean, I would be cool with that game without any vehicles. Like, I understand the theme of the game is, you know, like platoon and support.
Look at me!
So, all right, let's go have a look. What do we got? But I know people love their tanks, and the bolt action tanks look great. They say I'm back on stream. It says I'm live again. Great. Yeah. Okay. Whatever. Oh, it's the venerable Dreadnought. That's cool. He's got like his battle armors on. Man, I love that old Dreadnought. That's a plastic one, right? It's so little. That's cool. I love that old Dreadnought base too. The built-in like rocks to it. You had like you were forced into a tactical rocks on your Dreadnought base. It's great. Gonna paint Fountain Court Guards next or Starving Fish. That's cool. Those were great minis. That's some of my favorite armor design in Lord of the Rings too. They're cool like winged helmets and everything. It's great. Love them. Closest I ever have to my Dawn War style. Yeah. You know, Blue, I honestly would not be surprised if Games Workshop re-releases the box Dreadnought, the original one, as a Castaferum Dreadnought for Heresy. I could see it happening. Like modern proportions and weapon options and all those things. I could definitely see that happening. Yeah. Although I honestly would have thought that would have happened before like a Saturn and like a new type of Dreadnought. But Haradrim are cool too. What Haradrim do you have? Yeah, I'd want some boxies too. I like the Castaferum. Bunch of Urukai on my desk, begging to be painted. Oh, cool. Yeah. Yeah, those Battle Force boxes are cool for Lord of the Ring or for Middle Earth. Yeah, the Uruk one is one of the better ones, right? That's what the 20 scouts, 20 warriors, and Saruman. The Saruman Grima box. It's a good set. I haven't played the new edition of Middle Earth yet. I probably will eventually. But that was an edition that left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. And I had to wait a good 8 months to get my army's actual rules. So I didn't get a chance to get in on the hype. I have not watched it yet, Blue. I haven't watched it yet. I know those guys, I'm not sure if this is continuing the series that they did, but they've been running a campaign with that game where they made up their own fellowship and are playing out like the story with their own, like, isn't like Saruman one of the good guys or something, or he's like one of the members of the fellowship, and Yeah, okay, it's part of it. All right, cool. Yeah, they're doing the story, so yeah, I'll watch that. Yeah, it's I like that stuff. There used to be rules in a White Dwarf. I think I have that White Dwarf magazine. That was it was a make your own fellowship style system where you would, you had your own fellowship and then you'd go through the quest of the ring bearer with your fellowship. And so you picked the members, but there was like some balancing mechanics to it and everything. So you weren't just picking like, I want Glorfindel and Boromir and Aragorn and Gimli and Elrond and, like you weren't just like picking everybody that was just like super powerful. So you just fly your way through it. Duncan's response to non-canon stuff happens. Oh yeah, Fatty Poldra, yeah. Is it keep cutting out? Did it cut out again, or it says I've been back for a few minutes. It was weird. Twitch says I wasn't streaming, but then I was talking to Blue, so yeah, there's a make your own fellowship, and you just have 8 eagles and Frodo, right? It's Twitch, dude. It's got to be Twitch. YouTube is fine. YouTube streams have not cut out. Twitch streams keep cutting out. Hasn't cut out for you? Oh, it's Zendral's internet. Is that what it is? No, I did cut out a little bit ago because it said I went live after a little while, but yeah, I don't know. I had for a while I didn't update my OBS and I was having issues, so the other day I decided to actually update OBS to see if it would fix the problem, and it looks like it hasn't done anything to help the problem. So I did stream Sunday night without any issues, I think. Hey, we don't need to make fun of Zen's Uwu anime, alright? Let him have his thing. Primes and mechs. Oh, cool. Yeah, the horse anime girls. Okay. White on there. Careers have you ended? How many anime horse girls did you have to had to put down? They broke their leg or something. Blue, that campaign, that Middle Earth game, they have like Fatty Bulger. Isn't he one of the members of the Fellowship? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Hey, it's not totally far-fetched from the actual lore either, because in the book, Fatty Bulger was one of their friends. He was like, there were like 5 hobbits running around doing stuff, and he learned Frodo. He was like hanging out with Merry and Pippin, and they ended up making a plan so that they could get away in the night and continue on, like get out of the Shire and everything without the riders finding them. And what happened was the four of them left, and Fatty Bulger stayed as a distraction. Like, he kept the lights going, he was making sound, and then eventually, like, the writers showed up to, it might have been, like, Buckland or something where they were. And he had to, like, escape. Like, it was a whole thing where he had to, like, get out and, like, was almost killed and everything. Yeah, yeah. So, dude's is a true hero. You know, people complain about Tom Bombadil not being in movies, but the fact Fatty Bulger wasn't is a shame. John Lockridge asking, how many anime horse girls did you take to the anime glue factory today? Jeez, dude. It's not a question for me, though. Yeah, yeah. Well, his name was Fredrigar, but everybody called him Fatty because, you know, they're English and he was fat. So, but he's also a hobbit, so that might just be like an attractive quality for hobbits. He's like Hawaiian nobility, you know, where it's like the ultimate sign of wealth. A perfect practitioner of second breakfast if I've ever seen one. Yeah, yeah, see, that's what it is. That's what it is right there. Almost done with this white. Okay. Did I get that? No, I didn't get this other side. I gotta get the rest of this other side. There's definitely a joke in that name somewhere. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Zen's got it. There's the joke. That's exactly what J.R.R. Tolkien was thinking when he wrote that. Smoking his pipe at Oxford, like writing that book, and he's like, yeah. His friends of the Fellowship Hobbits live out Frodo's second house for free. Presumably is well respected by being a fat hobbit who liked feasting. Yeah, the man had he had his life set. Yeah. He wasn't a rich hobbit, but he had a bunch of rich friends. Because Frodo, Merry, and Pippin were all just like loaded. So the long bottom leaf. All right, we did that. Let's get some copper out. Finish the white highlights. Let's see if we're getting in a cooler place here. Yeah. It's looking good. Look, not gonna get the other pieces out yet, but good stuff so far. Yeah, it is. It is, and thank you guys. Thank you. You have the plasma. He can, but I didn't. I traded my the plasma bombard that came in the set for the other disintegrator because I wanted it to look like that art plate of Brother a Canoptek. That's what it was. A Canoptek, the Ruin Maker. Yeah. I think I'm gonna order some weapon sets though. I think I'll order those sometime soon. The reverse story of Lord of the Rings, style of Dale and Tucker vs. Evil, where the ring is mundane, Nazgul just misunderstood. Yeah. I know, you know, a lot of Tolkien's writings are like allegories, right, for like World War One and everything. So, he put a lot of his own life experience in there, and so he had like the, you know, the orcs from the east were very like German representations and everything. But I know later in life, he wrote about and he kind of regretted how he portrayed certain creatures in Middle Earth, in particular the orcs. How it was just like, yeah, orcs are bred to be evil, so it's cool to kill them, and like he kind of had a big issue with that, big personal issue, which is one of the things I do like about. And I know the show gets a lot of hate, but Rings of Power does a really cool job showing the orcs how, you know, like by their nature they are like twisted and everything, but they still want to have like. They still want to have like a kind of like a presence, right? Yeah, these are the little nipple guns here. They still want to have some kind of life. They want to be able to live with whatever like twisted version of that is. The way flamers work change. Not a little bit, but not in a big way. It's still the flame temple. Anything hit by it gets hit. Yeah, I mean, okay. So he didn't like it being called allegory, but you know, it's like everybody always has those like real world influences in their work. So, you know, like J.R. Tolkien was like extreme racism, right? Like hating people that aren't just like her. But yeah. Calthbat Ashen Circle and Hand Flamers have Torrent 6. That is 2nd edition. He's playing 2nd edition games. Those are old games he played like 5 years ago that he's been uploading. Yeah. No, torrent isn't a rule in 3rd edition anymore. So there's no like flamethrowers that have like a range to them that you can like place the template out. But yeah, the what you call them? Those Ashen Circle dudes are still they're really nasty. Their hand flamers are really good. That one, yes, I did. All right. I didn't watch his newest bat rap. I watched the terrain video that he put out this morning, but it's just him. He does this a lot. Like I like Zorpazorp's channel a lot, but he does this a bunch where he just recycles old videos. And so like this is, I'm pretty sure, the 3rd time he's done this for his Horus Heresy like terrain making project, where he just talks about all the things that he's already made like 5 years ago, and he does it again. And like, you know, doing a recap video is fine and everything, but he just keeps doing it. And he makes it out like, oh yeah, we're making the biggest table ever, and you like clickbait, and you click on it, it's like, oh yeah, so we made this table 5 years ago for this game, and these are the things I did, even though I have, you know, 85 videos talking about what I did with these. So yeah, it's like the 3rd time he's done it for this. Versus working in the real world. That's fair. Yeah. Yeah, and I don't mind when he moves around to different things. Like that's cool. It just like if you're gonna have a video about working on a project, like work on the project and make the video about it. Like I know he does like terrain builds for like 3 or 4 different games. And I understand, even for like his sanity, like moving around to different stuff and not sitting on the same project week in, week out. But, and I know like for, you know, people want to see different things, and people don't want to go too long without seeing like their game get the attention on the cool board that he's making for them. So having a couple big projects is probably good for views and stuff. I just get annoyed when it's like, yeah, he never completes his projects. No, he never did. No, and he talked about it in his video today. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be finishing it in the next month or 2. Like, okay. He says every video, like, I'm finishing this board, and then he doesn't finish anything. And, like, right when you think he's about to finish it, he picks something else that's, like, that makes it take, you know, months more to finish. And he's just like, I'm going to do LEDs for the first time. And then he just, like, tries to put LEDs on everything. I wish he would do more Dawn of War 40k videos. I enjoyed those battle reports. That was a lot of fun. I don't know what I'm doing here, guys. I'm just... find little places to put some paint. He did finish Helm's Deep. Yeah, he did. He had Conquest Creations guy came and played with him, right? They were gonna play like 2 battles or 3 battles or something. They got 1 done in 2 days. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair, Star Laser. And I agree. He does make insanely cool terrain. Like I said, the videos that bother me are just like the recap videos that he puts out as like new content, but it's it's just saying like, hey, we worked on this before, and look how much progress we made on this that one time. And you know, you do that once every couple years. That's cool, or like a yearly recap of like, here's what we did this year. But it's it's been like 3 videos this year about his Horus Heresy builds and what he did before, and I don't see that as like worthy content. Like that's okay. I don't know if I like that. Does the anime thing where he adds 30 seconds of new content to an episode, calls it a new episode. He did that with the video today. Yeah. Yeah, it's true, Blue. Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's done so much over the years, right? That like he has a lot that he can recycle, but again, I'm not a fan of that. But I don't like the YouTube algorithm farming anyway. And you know, I understand you're making a living, like, you know, what's the saying? You gotta, I'm not even gonna say it, but yeah, dude's got to make his money, so you know he's got to game the algorithm, but I don't like it. Puts a bad taste in my mouth. Whoever did a meme list episode today. Eric Space Wolf Horse Girls. I don't know what any of that is. I haven't listened to Poor Hammer in a while. Do what you gotta do. Yeah, it's fair. What's a good color to associate with disintegrators? You got an idea? Yeah, so here was my thought. I was just thinking. These little tubes right here, these like accordion pattern tubes that go through here, and then the like crevices in this thing, they look like, yeah, like some kind of big, like, I don't know, power generation for the weapon. Giving them a little bit of a color that's kind of like a glow. I'm trying to think what color would be good for a disintegrator glow. Would that be like orange? Would orange be a good color? Purple, red? Like what would be the color? Yellow. Blue. So, okay. I already do blue plasma. So blue might be a bit off the table. Red might be kind of samey with my color scheme. If I did like, you know, red mini with red glow, like that's maybe a little monochromatic. Purple seems like a good one. I don't even know what kind of... Like, orange seems good to me. So, like orange seems like a more obvious one. Orange, dang, 4 votes for orange like that, yeah. Also, yeah, hey, Raja. I see you there. Well, let's mess around with some orange on these. We'll try that, okay? My son started his soccer season with a new at a new league, new community league, and we are curious how it's going to go. Best news about it is Killicam, his son is also playing, and they're about the same age as my son. So I get to chill with Killicam during soccer. We'll see if they're on the same team or not. I don't know yet, but yeah, I'm hot pink. I'm not gonna do pink. No. I do have Nova Orange. Yes, and it is a great color. I agree. I think I'm gonna mess with some transparents and kind of make my own little contrast. Try to make a more opaque contrast color with the transparent orange. I think that's my goal. Sith Ice, welcome. Synthwave colors, that'd be wild. Cyan, that's too close to blue. Yeah, green plasma is good. Green plasma is a lot like very word bearers coded. With their crazy plasma guns, their warp fire guns, or whatever they're called. Okay. So what I want to do, here's what I want to do. I want to try orange. I think orange is a cool color and it's different and it's kind of out there. The orange will go, at least at first. At first, I'm going to put it in the crevices. So around this kind of like circle here. And then like in these individual like slits right there. So all in there. We'll do that on either side. And then maybe putting the orange through these tubes. But I'm afraid that that's going to be too much orange on the weapons. Studio painting. Yeah. There's not a ton on disintegrators. Yeah. Orange might make it look like a flamer. So I guess my thought would be, I guess the only visual reference we have of them is in the 3rd edition trailer when they like zap people and the people just disintegrate into like blue goo or whatever. But I don't want to do blue on these. I was the one with the white weapon casing question last time. Not the wet palette question. Use something like cooked water, or you find straight? I just use tap water, Sith Ice. Yeah, tap water, and I put a little bit of a little spray of like Windex in there, so the ammonia will like kill the bacteria and stuff. Works most of the time. Eventually, the like you'll get like molding issues and stuff, but you just gotta deal with it, right? If you're I use like copper corner covers and everything. They're supposed to be antimicrobial, but I don't think they do a whole lot as far as the antimicrobialness goes. Yeah, the color's light blue. Well, I think what we do, we start with getting some of the glow, and what I'll do, yeah, we'll put down some flow improver. We're gonna mix our own little white paint here. Vinegar? Okay. Does that work really well for you, Raja? Because if it does, I might try that. Copper wire on the inside of the wet palette. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this to work, guys. Yeah, the copper pieces we have. Yeah, again, I don't know if they work particularly well. All I did, guys, I mixed a bunch of flow improver with some gold titanium white. Capillary action in there. Boiling up the water. Yeah, okay, yeah, you could do that. Or use distilled water. Distilled water will probably do something similar for you. I use, it's Winsor Newton, this stuff. Flow improver. Yeah, the capillary action's pretty sad. Hold on, guys. Do it. We'll do the close up here. Well, now you don't do it. Whatever. Whatever, paint. There we go. Let's get the other one. Small bit of bleach. Yeah, it's a good idea too. Yeah, the bacteria is the worst part about a wet palette. Do it. Do it. Yeah. Next I submitted combine the showcase. Oh yeah, yeah, those are great. Showcase a little dated, isn't it? Let's try it here. No? Oh, this one won't do it. Close there. Oh, darn. My room is dead dry. Animals and plants on bold. Oh, okay, well, I think ultimately, though, if you have a wet palette, just be prepared for bacterial growth and, you know, do what you can to prevent it. If it happens, it happens. You know, just get a new sponge or find a good way to clean it. Okay. That's both of those sides. All right. A lot of flow improver. Flow improver is good. The reason I like flow improver so much is because it kills the surface tension and it reduces the dry time. So between those two things, it does a good job at helping the paint flow really nice. Alright, something I have to do while that white is drying. Up a little paint here. Find some bleach. Oh no, don't do that. No. I'm gonna read it as fact, dude. You can't just do that. Smell it, but no mold problems. Oh, okay. Hey, yeah, we'll take the good with the bad, right? Dang. That order comes with 4 sponge mats, 100 pieces of paper, rotate sponge around, disinfecting 1. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that might work. Might work. Mine are just disposable. I don't wash my sponges. When they start getting moldy, it's kind of done. But I got the Masterson's Stay Wet palette. Filters, one of the water was chewy. Oh, weird. Yeah, we ended up getting a water softener system installed. Our water is so hard. It's helped a lot. What I can do here before we put these colors on here, I will go back to that gray in a second, but while I'm thinking about it, we're gonna get that dark silver back out. Let's affect mine until the sponge starts to degrade and then buy a new one. Okay, wow, that's something to remember. Clean up some of that. Germany has nice water quality. Tap water is usually labeled safe for drinking in most places. Considerable regions for our neighbor. Yeah. I think by law, I think in the US, like, tap water has to be drinkable. It's like it is, but you know, there's varying qualities of it and everything, so anybody can drink the tap water. It's just, you know, is it icky or not? Is it gross to drink? To not feel good in your mouth when you drink it? Okay. Let's back to this gray. The lead adds a nice flavor. It's true, yeah. It's safe, TM. I am painting this little cable thing. Absolutely no need for this to be painted. It's going to be tucked up and hidden under the Mini, but I'll know, so I need to do it. Yeah, no kidding. I don't even know if Floyd, Michigan still has, or even has drinkable water yet. Yeah, just because things are required by law doesn't mean that it always happens either, so. Flint, yeah, Flint. Yep, yeah, it was Flint. Flint, yep. Something like that. They don't know. No, that's no surprise. Some mint leaves and add some lime and orange juice. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Good old some citrus water is nice. Very strictly monitored. Okay, yeah, it's good. Or should be, but another thing here real quick. Find something wrong with the water. Too much lead catches fire. Yeah, you know, like just some little thing wrong with everybody's water. Dawn of War 4 leaked? Oh no, where? Wait, what? I heard they were supposed to announce it at Gamescom this week. Did it actually leak? That's not what I wanted to do. Sorry, guys. I don't know. Did Dawn of War 4 leak? That's what we need to know. Oh, yeah, it did. Oh, cool. There's yeah, they're gonna preview it. Necron, Space Marines, AdMech, Orcs. Who else do I see? Whoa, that is a lineup. That looks like a space vehicle. These are new Necrons too. Oh man, they got Canoptic Doomstalkers. Is that Tower Guard? No, that might just be Primaris. They're Primaris Marines. Whoa, that's crazy. What a picture. Dawn of War 4. Blood Ravens. Here, let me I'm gonna try to put this. Let me post this in the Discord if no one has yet. Right there. There you go. Go in the gaming news and rumors and stuff. You'll get that picture. Yep. There's the picture. I love the new Necrons. AdMech is a wild ad, but there's not a lot of like AdMech units here. Maybe a vehicle there. Oh yeah, there's a couple of them. Okay, there's a Chicken Walker and there's a Castellan robot. Huh. Yeah, trailer should be tomorrow. Tomorrow's when they're announcing, when they're supposed to be announcing Space Marine, or not Space Marine, Dawn of War 4. Yeah, that was actually a Valrak rumor from, was that yesterday? And his video game rumoring isn't quite as accurate or consistent as his you know, Warhammer miniature game leaks, but that's really cool. I don't mind the Primaris. I think it'll be interesting to have Primaris in a game en masse like Dawn of War. Closest we've got to that is Battle Sector. Even Battle Sector was a little anemic with the amount of units they put in. And they even put in a lot of Firstborn units in the game, so... Dawn of War board game, you got to look at Target. Yeah, you got to look online for those games to be on sale, because it comes out in little waves and scalpers buy the whole thing, and then it comes out another little wave and more scalpers, and yeah, they just keep doing that whole thing. Yeah. I think what's happened with Valrak, I think at some point, and he probably still does, he has a friend or family member that works in like the White Dwarf, like printing, somewhere in the printing process of White Dwarf. And they would send him pictures or information about what's coming out in White Dwarf, and he would see it ahead of time. And so he got really big, and he got really popular, more and more popular, got accurate rumors, and then people started coming to him with information at that point, and it was people outside of his like one major contact that he had. So now he probably has a lot of people that send him stuff now, including, you know, people from inside GW, I'm sure. But I think it started out with someone in White Dwarf, because he would call things really accurately, and it was pretty wild. All right, we're gonna try the orange, guys. Out of focus, transparent orange. That's what we're doing. I am going to use glaze and wash medium. Try to adjust this focus. There we go. Some glaze and wash medium, and we're going to use this flow improver because, again, we want it to flow properly. So, pre-order on that Dawn of War board game. So I had pre-orders open twice for like 2-3 hours each. Yeah, yep. Looks red. It does look a little red on there. It is very orange. If you compare it to, their red is a little dark, but red and orange. very specific. I can't even use a drop of that transparent orange. Half the rumors are scams for members, but more than half his rumors are right, though. Like, I mean, the dude's clickbaity, but when it comes to miniature news, his actual, like, the actual things he puts out as rumors. He does like a Friday video where he like predicts things that aren't like necessarily rumors, but his like actual rumors, for miniature news, the guy is spot on. He's got like a 90+% accuracy on his actual rumor stuff. Again, another one of those YouTubers, you know, he's got to do clickbait things and stuff, but... Send you an email? Yeah. I think that's thin enough. I'm going to put some more flow improver down. The foil hat Fridays, yeah, he does that stuff. Alright. A little thinner. Let's take a look. It's orange. I could probably use a little more orange. No, maybe not. Let's try it how it is. It's fun community, yeah. Right. Yeah, you know, one thing about Valrak 2 is like I don't think his clickbait is as bad because he legitimately does offer a lot of like legitimate rumors, you know, and like accurate leaks and stuff. And I like him because he actually seems like he's having fun with what he's doing. You know, and I understand it's a full-time gig and all that, but it's nice to see someone enjoy themselves. Okay, we're going to do a second coat of this color eventually, because it's not super bright. That's pretty cool. He's paid by I don't think he's paid by GW. I think he's more or less like blacklisted by GW. I think the biggest deceptive thing about Valrak is he acts like he knows nothing about anything that isn't a Space Marine. And I understand like people have their preferred factions and you know your lore about your faction and everything, but you don't get into this hobby for 20 years and not know like basic names of Tyranid units. Like that's not something that happens. And maybe he does it so that he doesn't, you know, act like, so he doesn't come across as like he knows all the things and like get in trouble or like reveal his like, you know, sources or whatever. But that's the one thing I'm like, Yeah, he's like, oh yeah, big Tyranid monster with, you know, no legs and it flies and I don't know what it's called, but we're invested on Auspex. Yeah, Auspex is good. I used to listen to Auspex a lot. Auspex is funny because like that dude will put you to sleep. But if you want like the immediate news of things going on, Auspex is great. Because I'm pretty sure that guy just stays awake 24/7, scouring the internet for Warhammer news. Yeah, trying for that long, that's unfortunate. Yeah, I'm fortunate I got the Indominus box back in 9th, so I don't need to worry about getting that set for any kind of Space Marine collection. Okay, so my opinion on this. Hard to see with a glare. I like the orange with the dark silver. I think that looks really good. And I'm tempted to try to put this orange down one of these tube pieces, maybe this bottom one here, and see if I like it. Even with it just being pure silver, if it's less of a glow, like moving the stuff into, I don't know. 30 seconds, it was out of stock. Dang. Target Barnes & Noble site's open. Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy. Let me see. We'll do it. We can always... I think without the white, I don't think this does enough. No, it doesn't do anything. Okay. No, you need the white backdrop. Okay. Now we'll repaint over that when we're closer to being done. Okay. One of the things I'm eventually going to do here. Okay, this is a fun idea. If we're just being ridiculous, I'm gonna do some crazy things. Supply high demand. Yeah, it's Games Workshop in their old box sets. Hey, can someone do me a favor real quick? Can you guys look up the names of these guns? These little chest guns on the Saturnine Dreadnought. If you look up the kit, it's the kit with the Plasma Bombard and the Disintegrator. And on that page it should tell you the two weapons it comes with. Or if there's the instruction manual for this set will tell you the exact weapons and what they are. Instruction manual is probably the easiest way to get the name of this weapon. Like the particle shredder or something, maybe something like that. Spider-Man, it got bought by scalpers 2 minutes. Yeah, yep. Magic the Gathering and become Fortnite with the crossover. Yeah, it kind of hasn't. These are the heavy particle shredders. Okay, cool. So I'm thinking a green glow on these will be really nice. What do you guys think? Green? Or should I do something different? Do one more thing. Chest-mounted photonic incinerators and concussive webs resonators. Oh, I gotta put more flow improver down here. They're not the particle shredders. Okay. Those are probably the photonic incinerators then. Okay. Oh, I'm sure those Battle Force, the Christmas Battle Force, sell for a ton. Yeah. The last Christmas Battle Force I bought was in like 2022 or something. And I looked out. What had happened was my local game store ordered, I don't know, an amount of each of those sets. And Games Workshop accidentally sent them double what they ordered, so 2 for every one they ordered. Where a lot of the stores were like, we can't get the numbers we need, and we don't have stock for everybody. They got double what they ordered, and they had to put them on sale to get rid of the numbers because they didn't have space for it. So they put them all on sale for 40% off. So I bought 2 of them for 40% off, which was a wild deal. I paid $120 each for 2 Christmas boxes that had $350 worth of minis. Melted tip is the incinerator. Yeah, this is the concussive. Yeah. I think you're right. Cool. Thanks, Zen. I appreciate it. But yeah, I got a crazy good deal. That's how I started my Primaris, my Ultramarines army, and that's how I started my Necron army. We're both with those battle forces. Because I paid $240 total. Got those 2 battle forces, and I bought an Indominus box, and I ended up with like two armies from that point. McMedic, what's going on? Won your first Crusade battle. Nice. Congratulations. It's exciting. Alright, I think we do try another coat of orange here. Look dry. Yeah, it all looks dry. Okay. F-World Eldar, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It seems like Death Guard seem pretty consistent. Obviously, Space Marines will get one. Admech and Sister of Battle always seem to get one, or they seem to pretty consistently get one. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know. I could see Emperor's Children with Fulgrim in the box. Continuing that kind of tradition of a Primarch. Primarch in one of the sets. You finally got it? You got your Dawn of War box? Nice. All right. Hey, congrats, Star Laser. That box is such a good deal, though. The Legions got their box like 2 months ago. You think Chaos Demons will get a box? That's an interesting prediction. Okay. Chaos Demons are kind of on the outs as an army. I don't know if I'd see them getting, like, they don't have a codex, you know. You know, I wonder what do you guys think GW will do throughout December? Their like advent calendar. They did an awesome job last year doing the detachments for factions. That was a lot of fun. They used to do the rumor engines. You think they'll go back to doing the rumor engines, or do you think they'll do something else like crazy exciting? Okay, I like that orange a lot. That's really cool. I think it's fine right there where it is. "18 days Legion specific." Don't do that to me, Misfit. that's too much. I want green. You know what? For red, I got a red color I can use. Stuff they can't sell. Not always. I don't know. Like, I think you could say that that's might be a somewhat reasonable take, but I don't know if that's always the case, though. It seems like there tends to be some pretty decent stuff that's popular in those sets, like Knights, for example. Okay. You know what is full of stuff that won't sell is those chapter-specific combat patrols that are coming out for Space Marines. That is a bunch of stuff that won't sell. Rip the Grey Knight's combat patrol? Yeah. Oh my god, that's so bad. Yeah, heavy intercessors are cool. Yeah, I agree. But yeah, Striking Scorpion Green is one of my favorite contrast paints. I think recently it's the one I've been using the most. Alright. So we got that. A little janky. I don't know if I trust that these are dry yet. I'm going to say no on those, but we'll use our Angron Clear Red on those when we can. They buff regular Venerable Dreadnoughts, the new Great Knights Codex. Oh, that's cool. I have an aura, yeah. Iron Hands Patrol. Yeah, the 2 servo turrets, yeah. Yeah, Cultured American. Well, that's why they did it, though. That's why they changed it and put special characters in all these sets. Yeah, you put the characters in there so people don't buy multiples. Because that's people getting a discount on sets when they could be buying, you know, those sets at full price. So, that's the whole reason they do that. I find it hard to believe that Dawn of War is coming out and there's no chaos in the game. Is that Tau? I can't tell if that's Tau or not. That might just be Admech. I don't know. No, that looks like Admech. Firstborn stuff's going out the window. Right. Yeah, that one definitely is like a... That's a... yeah, we have extras in stock, so we're trying to dump what we got. Let's take a look at these guns. Yeah, it's looking good. So a couple things we're going to do with this. Actually, that means I need to get some colors out. Yeah, Chaos was defeated. Yep. There's no more Chaos. The old Dark Angel's Combat Patrol had a Redemptor, 3 Plasma Scepters, yeah, Intercessor, and Chaplain. Yeah, Sith Ice, that Combat Patrol is the best Space Marine Combat Patrol, wasn't it? It was a good one. Yeah, we'll get out some other colors here in a minute. You know what? Let's see. Let's try to grab... We need Ogoros Dunes. And... what's the other colors? That's not what I want. That one. Yeah. Pterodon turquoise. And then a purple, right? Is that... yeah, do we do Magos purple? Where's Magos purple? There it is. Yeah, Sith Ice, I agree. Yeah. A lot of their sets have always been like that, though. It's pretty rare for GW to release a set and everybody's like, man, that's a good, like, universally people are like, man, it's a really good set. Drying well. It's gonna look good. Should I? Hold on. I gotta do this, guys. I gotta do it. Since... oh, yeah. I very well could. Yeah. Guys, we can't forget, we cannot forget the philosophy, all right? GW doesn't make games. They don't even make models. They make money. So if they're not making money, then they are failing at everything they're supposed to be doing. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I have this color combo correct. If I'm doing heat staining on the disintegrators on the front, you go... You know what, let me go grab my model. I have a model I did this with. I'll be right back, guys. Alright, we had to go get Ignis Day here. What's up, MechTech? I'm doing well. We're painting a bunch. Okay. The heat staining on Ignis Day goes blue, purple, I don't know, khaki, yellow, whatever you want to call that. We're going to do that with contrast paint. I'm going to do that on the disintegrators, the same thing. So this is my, guys, my Malcadoran furnace. My precious. Look at it. Look at it. Oh, yeah. Yep. Favorite tank in all of Warhammer. It's the Fire God. Thank you to Eoraptor. He's giving me Latin names for my tanks. Okay. So how I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this in a couple stages. So the idea is to wet blend these colors into each other. So we kind of have to do them like one half at a time, then go to the other half, or just like one piece at a time. I'm only doing the silver. I'm not doing the heat staining on the bronze tips here. And I have, yeah, 4 barrels to do. So it'll take some time. I'm going to take these colors. I'm going to shake them up well. We're going to mix them with a little bit of flow improver, just to give them a little more time where I can work. Yeah. So actually, let's do this. Here's what we'll do. We'll do our flow improver first. We'll go 1, 2, 3. So lots of little colors. We still have the base. We have to finish painting the base on this mini too. But these guns are fun. It's fun messing around with these different colors here. Color in there. Second drop of that. This Magos purple is not a very strong color. My ballista is super satisfying. Yeah, yeah. It's nice. That's cool, Frankie Fingers. That's really cool. Right. This Terradon turquoise. A really nice color. It's a really nice turquoise color. Look at that. It's a satisfying color to use. Okay. Alright, so we're going to mix these up. We'll start. Hey, Yoshi, what's going on? I have to move quick, so for some reason I am not, if I'm out of frame, I'm sorry, but wet blending these colors means that you have to be moving fast. All right. I think we do one barrel at a time. We're just gonna start. Let's see, this purple isn't nearly as strong a color as the blue. Root that blue down a little bit. Some more purple on here. Let's go for Boros Dunes. Purple kind of gets the short end of the stick, doesn't it? Wear this blue out. And we're going to grab the purple and work it in a little more. Okay, some pretty reasonable heat staining. I think this turquoise can be diluted down a little more. Taking a damp brush and trying to pick up some of it, because that's really strong. We're gonna do a little bit of like highlighting over it and everything, but since we're doing that, let's go ahead. A little bit of more flow improver into it. I'm using these are 3 Games Workshop contrast colors. There's Terradon turquoise, Magos purple, and Agoros dunes, and we're diluting them with flow improver. So Magos purple was 1 drop flow improver to 2 drops, Agoros dune was 1 to 1, and Terradon turquoise is the opposite of the Magos purple, so it's 2 drops flow improver, 1 drop contrast, because they're varying pigment strength. 1 Tac Marine Ballistus Dreadnought, 5 Heavy Intercessors, and Tacticus Phobos Marines. Yeah, that would work just fine. Yeah, alloys still can't withstand heat staining. You know what? It looks cool. Give me a break. Give Warhammer a break, okay? That's a lot better. That's a lot better. Put a lot of purple here. Start with a whole bunch. Start moving it in. I dig it. Yeah. I know, I'm just messing with you. If we made a game where things made sense, we would not have a game. Okay, well that's pretty cool. So we're gonna get some highlights on here. Bought used minis anyway if they use plastic loot. Yeah, freeze them. The freezing is an insane technique and works really well. Easy build, yeah. All like the monopose minis and stuff. I don't know if that reduces their costs though. Like, it's the same. It's not like it costs more plastic. Brush. Pull some of this down. There we go. All right, we got our system down here. Absorb a little bit that's sitting in that little area there. That's what they did with the Heresy combat boxes, Battle Force boxes that they're coming out. They put a Dreadnought in that one. They put a Leviathan, which is awesome. That's also like people in Heresy I don't think spam units quite as much, so it's kind of a different deal. Buying multiples of sets. You don't buy multiples of sets for gameplay purposes. You just buy them if they look cool, kind of thing. do. Yeah, horse heresy sets are a better value overall. Yes, they are. Although you need more minis to play a normal heresy game, so you know, it's kind of a give and take. All right. Still get this extra out of here. So, heat stain disintegrators. Anybody? With some weird orange, orange glow. You know, a good place where orange might work here is right here, right there. These little like holes. That might be a good spot for some orange glow, and I might do that when this kind of dries out. 80 tech thralls, yeah. That's a lot of points now. A lot of points. 30k players live on permanent discount. I mean, yeah, we're looking for the deals, man. Okay. Next thing. That's true, Sith Ice. You could, yeah. Well, that was an Auspex Tactics video. He was talking about like how you can use those sets for 30k or for 40k, right? This red is coming across how I want it. Really bright. We'll see. We'll let that go. We'll do the other one. We'll let it go. Yeah, this is Angron Clear Red. We're accurate, and we're still. They despise. Yeah, they don't like the demonic possession and stuff. No, it's a great set. Yeah. I like how the Solar Auxiliary have a better combat patrol than the Imperial Guard. Or Astra Militarum, whatever we call them now. Great. Let's knock that over. The lore for Thousand Sons Hellbrutes is not that they're Thousand Sons. The lore for Thousand Sons Hellbrutes is that basically some Space Marine feels like a psychic calling, and they end up going on like a quest, and they seek out the Thousand Sons to teach them how to use their psychic gifts. And the Thousand Sun Sorcerers are like, yeah, sure, we'll teach you. This will be real cool. We'll be your friend, bud. And they start teaching them all these things, and eventually part of the lesson is like they bind their souls together in this weird pact, and the whole time they're not being honest with the person anyway. But what eventually happens is they knock them out and they stuff their body into a hellbrute, and now they're like soulbound to the sorcerer, and so they get like mutilated and everything. But it's like aspirants from other like legions and stuff, and from other Space Marine like warbands that come to the Thousand Sons to be taught psychic gifts, and Thousand Sons are totally cool with it. Yeah, we'll see about that. I don't like that right now. Do not like it. We'll see though. Yeah, but if you had a Thousand Sons Dreadnought, like that'd be Thousand Sons should have got a unique Dreadnought. They shouldn't have got the silly Walker things. It should have been a Dreadnought. A Dust Dreadnought. Put some of these colors back here. Oh, no, you're fair. No, it's alright. Hellbrute's kind of lame. Oh, Sith Ice, yeah, the Iron Warriors, yeah. Yeah, no, that set works just fine for Chaos Marines. Probably works fine for 40k Marines, too. So while this is drying, let's take a look here. Oh no. Yeah, it's cool looking. Yeah, I think these little vents on the side, little like muzzle brakes on the side, need some orange. These weapons, I think, are basically done. What I'm gonna do when they're completely dry, I'm gonna actually dry brush a little bit of brown on the on like the muzzle or whatever, just to give it a little bit of weathering, and hopefully that green will still like poke through all that. It'll look cool. Like it's worn down, but it's still glowing. I think that'd be a cool way of making that work. Yeah, I think my mistake was was putting down white before the Angron red, because the Angron red is it's really bright. If you keep it darker, it'll stay a little darker, probably a little closer to what I wanted. Just be a handful. Yeah. Well, out of Legion, they weren't necessarily the smallest Legion. Well, I don't know if they were the smallest. They were the smallest, but not by much. They still had like 90,000 Marines at the start of the Heresy. So like they had numbers, and as far as Prospero goes, I think about a third of the Legion wasn't present on Prospero when that happened, and then a lot of the Marines escaped anyway. So like they have quite a bit. You know, there's different. They fought in different battles and stuff, and like people died, but yeah, I mean it's Heresy. None of the numbers in Warhammer make sense anyway when you start talking about attrition numbers and everything, because you know GW will explain these battles of like, you know, the Battle of Talarn, like 60 billion souls died on Talarn, but like the Space Marine legions, you know, like the Sons of Horus were 150,000 at the start of the Heresy, and they killed a third of their number, and then a bunch of them died. Half of them died at Istvan 5, and you know, but then somehow they're recruiting fast enough over the course of a 7-year civil war to take, you know, a million casualties in all these crazy battles, and yeah, and they still come out with, you know, a lot of numbers out of the other side of the Heresy. So like The numbers don't make sense. It makes sense anyway. Now there's like the inductii and everything, but I don't think all of the legionnaires that exist are inductii, so it becomes a weird numbers game. No, they had almost 100,000. Yeah, it was like 90,000. Yep. Yeah, the first Grand Master of the Grey Knights was a 1,000 Suns. Maybe Hero. Welcome. How are you doing? The victor writes the history books, yeah.
First of all,
Miracle low digits by 41st Millennium. Maybe, yeah. Yeah, thank you for the follow. How are you doing? No, the internet never lies. Don't believe that. Don't believe the internet. Or wait, no, always believe the internet, guys. Internet says 10K. That's not what that's not what every like GW source says in the newer books.
It's clean. It's cold.
Drink? Absolutely, I'll hydrate.
And that's what I call high quality H2O.
Oh yeah, it's good water. Thank you for that. We're just waiting for some paint to dry on some different things. See what I like. I really want this paint to dry in these areas, and I think I'm gonna do a little bit of an orange glow on those. I could do some highlights soon over this metal, and I want to wait. You know, we can do that. We can do that. Tap water? No, it's filtered from my fridge. Your hobby along this week? Yes, Wednesday night we'll be doing the hobby along. Should work out well. I might be a little late again. My son started soccer, and his soccer is Mondays and Wednesdays, but they're it's like 6 to 7:30, so it's a little longer practice than we're used to with his old league. So we'll see if we can get home and this kid to bed in time. Small Kirby Air Riders Direct. Wait, what's that? I'm not familiar with what you're talking about. How long does Super League need to freeze before it becomes brittle? I would say just like overnight. I'm not sure about your minimum time, but my thing was keep it overnight. Is that like a Kirby joke that he like inhales things and eats them or something? Or I don't know. I don't know. Oh, they had a Nintendo Direct about it. Okay, cool, cool. Sorry, yeah, I never played Kirby. I didn't have a Nintendo. Well, I had a NES growing up, but that was the only Nintendo. Well, I had an N64, I guess, as a kid. But otherwise, like me and my brothers are more into like PlayStation and Xbox, and now I just play PC games now. Never had a chance to play Kirby. All-time banger. Kirby Adventures. Okay, nice. In 64, yeah, Pokemon and Star Wars Pod Racer. Man, Star Wars Pod Racer on N64 is an incredible game. That was possibly my favorite racing game. We had what did we had GoldenEye. My parents, for some reason, let me buy Turok 2 for N64. And it's like you could tell my parents had no idea what video games are. What about the sideways flamethrowers? Man, I don't remember that. I don't remember any specifics. I can't remember the racer I played, but he was like some, random. I can't remember the racer I played, but he was like some, random nobody basically. But his pod racer was like the coolest one, so I always played as that. Adventure Racing for N64. I got Donkey Kong 64. I loved that game. The game was way too hard for me though, but I was also, like 6. My family also had an Atari 2600, so don't feel too bad. Yeah, we used to play like Pac-Man, and there was like a Haunted Mansion game that we would play, and Stream Blip. That's still going. Says chat's still working and everything. You guys can see me. I apologize, everybody. Pokemon Stadium, nice. The only Pokemon game I ever owned was Pokemon Yellow on my Game Boy Color. My parents got me the Pikachu edition of the game. So it came with a Game Boy, the yellow Game Boy, and the yellow cartridge. Like it was like all yellow set. And because both of my brothers, we all had the original big gray Game Boys. We all 3 had one because my parents were always like, we get one for one of you, we had to get it for everybody. And eventually, my older brothers each got their own Game Boy, but it wasn't the Game Boy Color, but it was.
First of all, let me take just a moment to
they
thank
were
you
smaller,
for
and the like
home.
outside was colored. Measured Aggression, welcome in. And my oldest brother got a blue one, and he got Pokemon Blue. And my next oldest brother got a red Game Boy, and he got Pokemon Red. And then it was like for their birthday, and I was like, man, like I want to play these, and like I would try to sneak and play their Game Boys all the time and play those Pokemon games. And eventually my parents got me Pokemon Yellow, but they got me like the fancy, you know, like collector's edition one. It was awesome. Yeah, 4 AA batteries, yeah. Road trips, dude, you had the flashlight attachment so you could play in the dark. You know, you get the magnifying glass for it. You had extra batteries. You made sure you saved your game frequently, because if you did not, then you were screwed. And you lost all your save progress. No consoles, 3DS and Switch. Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty happy I got my Pokemon Yellow. I didn't like having Pikachu as a starter. He was really bad into the first gym, into Brock, but otherwise he's really powerful, and unlike the other 2 games,
Look at me!
you had a really easy way of getting the other 3 starters that came in the original Red and Blue. So I could get Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and Charmander that trainers just give to me, which was awesome. So I could get all the cool Pokemon from the TV show and everything. I didn't have the extra large battery pack. No. Alright, I will check whips here in just a second, Misfit. See what you're working on. Alright. Cool. So what? Have a suitcase for your Game Boy. Yeah, it was sweet. This is the way to go. Yeah, the Solar Ox. Oh, they're looking so good. How was the trim? You did a really good job on the trim, though. Doesn't look like it was too bad. Just the one model has a lot of trim, but otherwise, just some of the shoulders and stuff, right? Yeah. Misfit's got the Foxbite paint toppers. Nice. For the handle. Bunch of birds on your way to Brock. Yeah. My thing was, I would catch a Caterpie really, really early. And I'd level into like a, what was it, a Metamorph? What was the dumb stage 1. And then you just have to like force it to level, right? And if you get it to like it was Butterfree, then you would stomp Brock. Like it was no contest. And then Pikachu would just carry you through like the next 4 bosses, so you didn't have to worry about that. Yeah, what was the Metapod? Was it Metapod? What was the dumb the cocoon one? Dang, yeah, the chargeable external battery pack. Look at this fancy rich guy here. My draw, jeez. Trim was this small. That's fair. Yeah. It still hasn't dried. I really don't like that red though. That turned out really bad. I have an idea. Oh no. This is a nerd fight that has not happened on this channel before. It's Pokemon nerd fight. Let's bring it on. We've had just about every other kind of nerd fight. Yeah, grass type was good against stone though. That was always a thing. The magnifier light was the way. Yeah, yep. The magnifier light was great. I like the heat stain. The heat stain turned out really good. When it all dries out, I'm happy with it. It's subtle, but it's enough of a difference. It looks really good. Bulbasaur is objectively the best starter. Probably. Doesn't Bulbasaur counters the first 2 bosses, right? Because it was Brock and then Misty. Bulbasaur is my favorite, but I also like Squirtle. I never liked Charmander. Charmander was never like, yeah, it was hard mode. Yeah, Charmander was never the one to start with. But you got Charizard, which was a dragon, which was awesome, but that took forever. So, Yeah. That's why Pokemon Yellow's the best. You start with Pikachu, who counters none of them. I guess he counters Squirtle, but then you just get the other three throughout the game, and you get all the coolest Pokemon in your hand, your deck, your whatever. Okay, we're gonna change this up a little bit, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna grab Boomer Plays Pokemon. Yeah, seriously, yeah. Four times weak to both grass and water. Yep, yep. Charmander. Always started with him, but I also started the game 5 times so I could trade starters with my friends and trade them back, so we trade to have all of them. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Yeah, you just keep making new games to do that. We never did that. Me and my brothers we never hooked our Game Boys up. That was like a foreign concept to us, to like actually trade your Pokemon with people. Stuffed in my backpack or whatever, threw it everything I saw until it turned into a free butterfly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep. Butterfree was good early game. You know, you stop using it after a while, but got you through. I played, my son has Pokemon Scarlet. Pokemon's only had one type. That's true. Yeah. Oh, man. My son has Pokemon Scarlet, and I played it. And I found the winning strategy was to just get a high-level Magikarp and then just level it to as a Gyarados. And then I just won. Like, I stopped playing after a while, but like I did not lose a single fight and was never challenged once I had the Gyarados. It was ridiculous. Don't take him seriously, maybe, Hero. He's Floaty Dragonfish is the best. Yeah, it is. Yeah, yep. So, box of characters? I had no idea who they were. Oh, Cultured American is once again thinking of Rogue One and trying to bring up that argument again, that he doesn't like the movie and doesn't remember anything, even though he continues to bring the subject up. Yeah, first gen was the best. Yeah, Gyarados is great.
It's clean. It's cold.
Another drink? Absolutely.
And that's what I call high quality H2O.
All right. Well, in the newer games, well, when I played Scarlet, what it does is when you win a fight, all of your Pokemon get a little bit of experience, whether they participated or not. So in the original games, your Pokemon had to actually be out, so you put them first in your lineup, and you immediately recall them and put something else good out there. But in the newer ones, as long as just sitting in your hand, you get the experience for it. So it's super easy to level everything that you have with just playing Gyarados, just running around and killing everything with Gyarados, and then your whole your Pokemon level. Yeah, you don't have to abuse the poor little fish anymore. I'm going to get the orange on this, guys, and then I think I might call it for the day. I think we might do the base tomorrow and do some weathering on the Dreadnought proper tomorrow. I think is what we'll do. I'm really happy with the weapons, though. I think they look good. I was concerned it was going to look a little too monochromatic with just like a bunch of silver and then white, and so I tried to break it up. And I'm really happy with how it's turning out. So. My leaf green team. Platinum team, pretty sure is second. Dang, okay, yeah. Doesn't like the zippy zappy ones though. No, it doesn't. That's cool though. Gyarados can just bite whatever it is that's trying to electrocute it. And if I'm not mistaken, Blue, you said that Bulbasaur wasn't countered by anything, but I'm pretty sure Fire countered the Leaf, or the Grass-type Pokemon in the first generation games. Because it was Fire countered the Grass countered the Water, and the Water countered the Fire, is how that initial lineup worked. And stupid Gary would always take the other one. Oh yeah, the fire gym toward the end. Maybe it was. I don't remember when the fire gym was. Yeah, and you'll have all of the stuff you need. Okay. I get what you're saying. I thought you were talking about like from the initial ones. And we'll go play Pokemon now. You mean Butlet? Yeah. I just named all the stupid things. Yeah. You're like, not this guy again, not Butt. Yeah, Squirtle's really good at countering Brock. Yeah. But then Squirtle gets countered by everything in the forest. You know, like all the grass Pokemon that you see. Switch. It's just remastered Pokemon Yellow? What? Is that what that is, Yoshi? You're kidding. What do you mean by remastered? Do I need to look this up? Am I able to play Let's Go Pikachu on my son's Switch? Or Pokemon Yellow on my son's Switch? Well, I was there when it was made, yeah. Okay, a little bit of that orange glow coming through. Let's see if we can't do a little more when that dries. Brock was like headbutting a brick wall. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It's... I gotta look this up now. Let's go Pikachu. It really is. It's just a remake. Oh, it's more like 3D, but the gameplay's the same. Screenshots of this. It's just like a 3D remake. That's wild. Still a great game. Is it just first gen Pokemon too, or is it like all the other stuff. That's crazy. Oh man. All right. Well, as if I need another thing to spend my money on. I was playing a campaign of Dawn of War Definitive Edition. And having fun. I was playing its medium AI, and it gets tough. But I started a guard campaign. Because who else is there, really? But my playstyle is like really into the Imperial Guard, because I turtle up and then I move out, and there's no one better at that than the Imperial Guard. So, yeah, let's go Eevee. Is that a similar game? You just start with Eevee? I was playing the Dark Crusade campaign. That was the one I have the fondest memories of, so I went Dark Crusade. Only Gen 1? Oh, okay, okay. Oh, weird. Man, I love the Imperial Guard. They're so good. And I got the... I conquered the territory that increases your population cap, which is amazing. And the commander gets an upgrade that increases your population cap. So I can get it's like 24 infantry, 24 tank pop cap or something. So I just get more, which is great. It's the heavy weapons teams. Heavy weapons teams, always a Baneblade and two Leman Russes. That's what you always go for. You can't stand the overhyped yellow rat. Jeez, okay, alright. Chill, maybe. Stupid stream. Sorry guys, we're stream cutting out a bunch today and this past week and everything. Seems to love to do that. What game is this? Dawn of War Definitive Edition? Is that what you're talking about? That might be one. That's what I'm talking about. You know, Yoshi, if I would have known that's what Let's Go Pikachu is, I would have got that for my son instead of Pokemon Scarlet. Blue, the AI is so difficult. It's so difficult. Yeah, I was watching you on stream doing that. Yeah, don't even bother going for that. Get all the other little stuff while it's easy. Yeah. Well, Dawn of War 4 is coming, Cultured American. There was a leaked image of the advertisement poster, and I think it's getting its trailer and announcement tomorrow. The opening lineup seems to be Necron, Orcs, Admech, and Marines. And it's current Necrons, which I love. I might end up just being a Necron player because, oh man, Canoptic Doomstalkers. Yeah, the Guard, man, yeah, just all the cool stuff they have. And I feel like I'm crazy, but if you guys look at that picture, if you look at the picture in the upper right of that picture, it looks like there's a spaceship. I can't tell what that is, but it looks like a spaceship. And I'm wondering if excuse me, if there's some, I know there's a Def Coptas at the top, but that looks like some kind of orc spaceship. Yeah, I understand Culture American. I understand. Refuse to be hyped and saucy. That's fair. That's fair. So we got the worst thing about Pokemon Scarlet. Okay, Pokemon are kids' games. Am I crazy in having that opinion that Pokemon is geared toward children? Okay, it's I think it's cool. I don't judge anybody for playing it. I'm just excuse me. The idea is these games are meant for kids to play, right? And 1 second, guys. Okay. Okay. I'm not dying now. Um, we turned on Pokemon Scarlet, and we started playing it. And I'm playing it with him. I'm helping him get in it. And I knew there was going to be like a tutorial. I was going to try to learn the game with him. And we're playing it. My son was maybe 6 when he got this, which I feel like is an okay age to get into Pokemon, you know. We go through the intro. It's cool. Like you're talking to your mom in this house, and this guy comes to the house. And he's like, "Come here. Like you got to come to the school or whatever." And on the way, he gives you Pokemon. You try a battle and you play it. Awesome. And then you go to the school. That whole thing took about half an hour, and it was fine. You played one battle. He teaches you how to play. There's a little bit of intro. And I was like, "Cool. All right. There's the intro. Let's get into the game." We go to the school, and for the next hour and a half, I am clicking through text as fast as I can to get out of the intro. And my son was like asleep in the corner. So like, what kind of game geared toward kids needs a 2-hour intro where you're just reading text boxes? Like we didn't do another like fight until we were done with it. It was so bad. Yeah, it was really bad. And at that point, like, he was kind of over the game. And he eventually, like, kind of got into it a little bit, but he never played it a whole lot after that. And I think it was just... Which now, he's a really good reader now. He's, like, a voracious reader at this point. But, well, it's not about the not liking stories. It's about kids wanting to play with Pokemon and having to go through 2 hours of like hearing about some random student's problem at school that's apparently necessary to open up like this game. Should not be necessary. Yeah, there's no adult that needs that kind of intro. Um, yeah, and you know, I ended up playing the game for a little bit. My son was over it at that point. He didn't want to deal with all that, which is fair. You know, it's as a game geared toward kids, it should not have that kind of intro for the game. Like it was probably the most boring like 2 hours of game I ever played, honestly. That's fine. I'm sure the plot is fine. I don't know if I have any issues with the plot. I got to a point where my eyes glazed over and I was just tapping A as fast as I could to get through it though. Because like you can introduce plots in better ways than just nonstop text to start a game. Played on stream? I kind of said, yeah, I'm skipping all this dialogue. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, just weird. Like older Pokemon games, like you had text box and stuff, and sometimes it felt monotonous and like too much, but I had never seen anything like that in probably any game. And I like Paradox games, and I don't read as much in Paradox games as they were trying to get me to read in a Pokemon game, which is saying a lot. Like those games are just Excel spreadsheets, and they're and I'm not doing as much like reading. Get one more coat of this orange. Come on, orange, dry. But yeah, I mean, if you get into the story and you want to read it and get into it, like that's great. I don't have anything against that, you know. Yeah, Stellaris also doesn't trap you in the text, but yeah, it's a very text heavy game. I used to play Stellaris like once a year. I'd get really into it for like a week and just play like 3 games, and then I would just stop and I would tell myself like I can't do this again. And yeah, I would do that. I haven't played Stellaris in years though. I fell behind with the DLC and like there's no catching up. It was like that with Hearts of Iron 2. Hearts of Iron 4 is probably one of my favorite games, and yeah, I kind of fell out with it and fell behind, and they released so much DLC that just like they take features out of the base game and then like pay lock them and everything. Like it's pretty scummy stuff, but Yeah, I do that with a lot of games though, Blue. Like, I used to do that with I did that with XCOM used to be a game I used to do that a lot. I'd get these phases where I was just like, man, I want to play this game. I'd play it, get super into it, and I'd go a day without playing. I was like, I can't touch this again. The one game was what was it? Mountain Blade, Bannerlord, which I played on stream a bit. I played the Warhammer mod on stream. If you guys remember that, playing as like a vampire and stuff. When that game when it first came out in early access, I bought it, and I did like nothing for like 2 weeks. It was before I streamed. I like went to work, I came home, and I played this game, and it was wild how much that game absorbed me. And that was like the initial release of early access, before like it had any of like a lot of the good stuff that had come afterwards. I played that so much, and I stopped one day. I was like, nope, I'm done. I can't do it. I uninstalled the game. I didn't touch it for like 5 years. And then it had its full release, and then the Warhammer mod was coming out, and I saw some cool like Warhammer mod stuff. And so it was like the Old World, I think is what the mod is called, the Old Realms or something. And so I watched people play, and so I started playing it, and yeah, and I got back into it for another week or two. That's just how it works. Yeah, Paradox games though, those games, like having an insane number of hours is like the minimum for those games. Like if you get into them, it's just how it works. Like, you spend 30 hours in one game, and then you're like, I can do it better, or I want to change this slight thing in the beginning. And that's just what you do, and then you just restart, and you go through it again. Okay, we might be about good. Start on this one. The story yeah, it is good. Yeah, and all the little hidden things that you can do in those games is just wonderful. Hearts of Iron, that game, okay, that's not dry. Hearts of Iron like scratches an itch I never knew I had, which is like the industrial production of a country going to war, and like the big picture things are just so good in that game. Skyrim was like that? Yeah, that's fair. I think this is gonna be it today. I think we'll call it there today, guys. Alright, see if we can't just get some weird colors on those. Starting your sponge chipping. Nice. Woke up halfway down on these 2 dreads. Oh, nice. Okay, yeah, that worked. Okay, sweet. Good luck, dude. I didn't know you were painting 2 dreadnoughts. Did you share pictures for 2 dreadnoughts? They are 2 different dreadnoughts. I thought they were the same dreadnought. Oh man, that's awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, keep sharing pictures, dude. They look great. Looking really good. Alright, you guys. We're going to call it there. Whatever nightmare is in that thing, we'll fix. Tomorrow, I guess tomorrow we might be trying to finish this Dreadnought up. So that'll be our goal. And we'll see what we can do. It's a lot of weathering, and then we have a base to paint. Basically a Predator turret that's destroyed on a base. So, yeah, we'll be doing that. But You guys have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you, Blue, for putting my links in there. Discord, Patreon. If you guys are a member of the Patreon, even just like $1 a month to support me, you get access to a Patreon specific channel, Patreon member specific channel in the Discord, and we do a Wednesday night hangout. We do a hobby hangout, just a voice chat over Discord. We just hang out. We just talk about random things, and it's always super funny. It's great to hang out with everybody, and we just all like hang around and paint or do whatever, try to find STLs for Zendral or something like that's. We do that a lot. But yeah, you guys have a wonderful day, and I will definitely be seeing you all tomorrow, painting more minis and hopefully having a more complete Dreadnought ready for you guys. But yeah, thank you guys for coming to hang out, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, everybody.